Hey everyone, it's Jason Neufeld from Elder Needs Law. I do this video series because I'm an elder law attorney and I know a lot about the senior space, but I'm not an expert in everything outside of the law. And so I like to bring in experts who represent my clients, who provide services for my clients in areas that I am not an expert in. And certainly there are few areas that are related to my elder law practice that are more important than home health care. And so I am thrilled to have on the show today Harold Castedo. He is the Miami Administrator for Mind and Mobility. Harold, welcome. Please tell us about yourself. Tell us about Mind and Mobility. The floor is yours.
Thanks for having me, Jason. My name is Harold Castedo. I'm a physical therapist and the home care administrator for Mind and Mobility in Miami-Dade County. Mind and Mobility has been around for about 10 years. We started in Fort Lauderdale, then we opened up an office in Boca Raton, then in Miami-Dade, now in Vero Beach, and I believe the next move is Tampa. So we're a pretty rapidly growing home care company.
That's great. Yeah, that's terrific. So you got South Florida pretty well covered. You're covering Miami, but Broward and Palm Beach certainly there, and soon we'll see you guys on the West Coast. So I know one of the things that makes you different is that you're physical therapist owned and managed. Tell me why that's important.
That's correct. So a lot of home health agencies are run by attorneys, or they're run by nurses, or they're run by somebody who just wants to have their own small business. And home health agencies tend to be on the easier side to start, aside from a lot of the regulation. But when you have a physical therapist owned and managed, we take a more functional approach. And our physical therapists, we specialize in neurological conditions such as ALS and dementia. So that's the kind of team that we look to bring in. We look to have people that specialize in that and have experience with patients that have neurological conditions, because they're substantially different from somebody who has low back pain.
Right. That's very fair. And I'll tell you, one of the things I love about you guys is that you have this physical therapy mind of thinking about things. And in my mind, that's so important, because nothing gets you closer to a nursing home than losing mobility. That seems to be the beginning. When you can't move around, when the body stops moving, everything else seems to go with it. So the fact that you're focused on making sure these people stay mobile and their mind stays sharp and you're focused on these things, I think is, in my mind, what sets you guys apart a little bit, because that's what's the most important thing: keeping people moving, keeping their mind active, and you guys are laser focused on that. Is that right?
Exactly. And our CEO and founder, Mateo Martinez, when I first started with this company, I spoke to him, why are you so passionate about this? And he let me know that he grew up with his grandparents, and his grandparents were at home, and he watched the physical therapist come in and day out, trying to get them better. And then eventually they were sent to a nursing home. And he was just so close to them, and he wished that he could have done something to prevent that from happening. And that's why he created Mind and Mobility. And he brought the home health aides together with the therapists, and that includes physical therapists, occupational therapists, and speech therapists, brought them together to bring everything you would have in an assisted living facility to the patient's home. If you think of people's home, it's a huge investment that they make, maybe 30, 40, 50 years before they get to the age of possibly considering a nursing home. So, it's a place that they've been for a very long time. And to take somebody who's older, maybe has some Alzheimer's or dementia, and has been one place for a long time, and then all of a sudden maybe they lose their spouse, and their kids say, well, it's time to move you into a home. It's only detrimental to them. The older adult really can't handle that, and in the very beginning they're much more confused, and they're much worse off. We want to bring everything to their home so they can stay where the places they wanted to stay. And I believe it's 80% of older adults want to stay at home for the long term, but keep them safe as well. We don't want the older adults falling at home or being somewhere where they don't have access to these services. So it's most beneficial for them to stay at home with the services brought to them.
Right. Yeah. And one of the other aspects that I think sets you guys apart a little bit is that you accept Medicaid. And not every home healthcare agency is set up to do that. So as an elder law attorney, I'm frequently working with folks who they don't quite qualify for Medicaid just yet, but they want to protect what they have. And so if I'm referring to a home health agency, it is better for my client to refer to someone like yours because you can take them no matter what, whether they're fully privately paying while they might be waiting some time to get onto Medicaid. And then once they're on Medicaid, you can flip that switch and accept payment, maybe of still some private pay, but most of the payment from Medicaid, which is phenomenal for my clients, given the high level. And I'll tell you, I'm going to just throw you a plug. You know, you and I have worked together for some time now. I've referred a number of clients your way, and they've all come back and said how happy they were with Mind and Mobility. So it's really, because I think when agencies accept Medicaid, when anyone accepts Medicaid, there is a misconception that you're going to get a lower quality of care, and that just kudos to you guys. That has absolutely not been the case with your agency. So thank you for that. I want you to focus now. You know, you can't take on everyone, right? There are other home healthcare agencies out there. You are one of many agencies. I think you do a phenomenal job, and I will continue to direct folks to you. But for someone who is just, maybe they're not in your area, maybe they're in a part of Florida you don't serve yet, what should people be looking for when they're evaluating home health agencies? Maybe it's for themselves, maybe it's for their loved ones. But if there's a checklist or the qualities that someone should be looking for when they're interviewing different agencies before selecting one, what do you think is important for those folks to keep a lookout for in their selection process?
Sure. When you're talking to different home health agencies, and it's very common when you're looking to find somebody who's going to go into your parents or your loved one's home, it's a very personal subject. You know, you want to make sure that the person that's going in is somebody that you can trust. And I think everybody kind of has a picture in their mind of the person they want taking care of mom, taking care of dad, you know. And this person looks different. It might remind them of somebody or might remind them of themselves, you know. But we have multiple caregivers. We have a very large pool. We've been in the business for about 10 years now. So we have a large pool of seasoned caregivers. But that doesn't mean that in that pool, we have the right person for you. And it's our job as a home health agency to find the right person. So when you're looking for a home health agency, you really want to talk to the matchmaker. You want to talk to the person who's going to find the right person for mom and dad. That's what you're looking for. So because, you know, you can have a multitude of caregivers, but it's all about who's going to help me find the right person, who really understands me and understands my situation and can help find the right person. That's what it comes down to, because, you know, you have caregivers that work for multiple agencies. So people say, well, you're all picking from the same pool. And in a sense, yes, I think we reach out more to find more caregivers. But what it comes down to is that interview process that we have with the caregiver to say, do we trust this person to go into our own parents' home so that we can provide that person to our clients? And that's what it comes down to. And whether it's Medicaid whether it's Medicaid or private pay, you know, we understand that not only is this very personal, but it can also be very costly. And being that we're in the long-term business, we want our clients to have that long-term care. So a lot of our clients, you know, they start off with private pay, and we could quickly refer them to Jason. So he can help out, or rather, you can help out with getting them to have that care for the long run, because that's what really matters. We can help somebody out for a month, but there's years after that where they're going to need more help.
That's right. I love that analogy. I love the analogy of the home healthcare agency as a matchmaker. It's not just shoving the next home healthcare aid into your door that happens to be available. It's about finding the right fit, whether it's cultural, whether it's language, whether it's the person who as you said, you want to keep these people safe, and you want to keep them happy. They need to enjoy these people that they're around. It's a source of comfort and entertainment and social interaction that is just as important as the functional, practical aspects of having a home healthcare aid. And I love that you guys take that approach. And I'll tell you, Harold, this has been great. I think that you guys do a phenomenal job. Again, this is Harold Castedo with Mind and Mobility. He runs the Miami market, but if you need anyone in Broward, Palm Beach, and soon Tampa, he can help you out as well. And in the show notes down below the video, I'm going to put Harold's contact information. You can email him or call him directly, and you don't have to go through me. And they're a wonderful resource. I hope you've all found this to be educational and practical. And Harold, thank you again so much for providing your expertise today.
Absolutely, Jason. Thanks for having me.
You got it.
Take care.